Objection calls for speculation as to my client's choice.
Well, I think that's common sense, Judge, as to whether or not it's choice.
It's
I-
still
I'm-
speculation.
I'm going to overrule no or allowing to answer the question.
Guys, this one opens calm, almost routine, but pay close attention. Beneath the polite exchanges, the real issue quietly surfaces: emotional instability, rocky co-parenting, and the long shadow of past drama. The groundwork is being laid without anyone raising their voice.
Probably a better way to have asked it. You don't see any rub with any of the children or any parent on either side at this point as far as communication or being together. True?
Well, I know Albert and Kayla still have a hard time communicating with each other, but I think they've kind of put that aside for Alexis,
Okay, great.
as far as I know.
And that's common when we do these cases, right? Parents may not necessarily be each other's biggest fans, but they've come a
Yeah.
long ways in working together in regard to the child. True?
Objection leading.
It's not my witness, Your Honor.
Overruled.
Yes, I think they've, I mean, since the beginning of the case, at least from what I've seen, I think they got a better relationship.
Okay,
I mean, still like rocky, but at
sure.
least they're like,
And we can't fix everything as far as parental relationships, and you don't provide services for that, correct?
no, ma'am.
This is about the children, and have all the fathers completed their services?
Yes, ma'am. I mean, their service plan was very minimal, but
Yeah,
yes,
because they're non-offending parents, correct?
yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you don't suspect any more services need to be added at this time for any parent, father or mother?
No,
Okay, pass the witness, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Barfield.
How is Aubrey doing in the placement with Dylan?
really good. She's got her own room. I mean, she's with her little brother a lot, so she does really well.
Okay. All right. No concerns.
No concerns.
All right. No further questions.
Okay, you were kind of cutting out, but I think you said no further questions.
That's exactly what I said.
Okay. Okay, Ms. Riley.
Okay, so a couple of questions. MJ, you would agree MJ is struggling with some emotional issues, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And Dad is working on those with him, correct?
Yes.
Would you agree with me that some of those issues have to do with sort of an instability that he's had over the last couple of years?
I mean, yeah, I think as far as I know, I think with just MJ's history, I think they said he has ADHD and that, I mean, he has to take medication. And so I think that has to do with it.
Sure.
I think instability like could have been a factor because I know before this case that, I mean, I don't know the details because I hear it from each side, the drama between the parents. And so I know there was drama. So between Marcus and Kayla before this case,
Well, have
when
you
it came
looked
to
at,
like visits and like getting MJ, and I
right.
think Marcus came into MJ's life when he was 6, and I think like visits have always been rocky between those two. So
Have,
I mean, yeah, that could definitely play a factor.
okay, have you looked at you have records on Marcus's schooling, right?
On the school that he's at now,
Well,
like from the past year.
did you see how many schools that he's attended and how many switches that he's been through in
No,
the last year or so?
just in the last year.
Yeah.
No, I mean, since he's been in the case, he's been at the same school. So no.
Okay. How often is Kayla allowed to visit Marcus or MJ right now?
She gets 1 8-hour visit, but we did tell dads like if they were okay with uh Kayla seeing more often, then it would be up to them.
Right, but can you just tell me what is she allowed
It's 1 8-hour supervised visit.
every week?
Yes.
Okay. And
And
are you aware though that she is not doing every week with MJ?
Yes, I do know because of her work schedule. I believe she's been trying to do every other week.
Right. And
And
so are you aware though, with MJ that she has not spoken to MJ to explain to him why she's not getting him every week?
mm, no, I thought I was under the assumption they were aware. No, I did not know that.
Okay. Are you aware of who picks MJ up to go on his visits with his mom?
Yes, it's the supervisor's wife.
The supervisor's wife. Explain that to me. I'm sorry. Who's the supervisor?
So it's the Aunt Candy. She's the supervisor for visits, and it's her wife that goes and picks MJ up and drops him off because Albert and MJ or Albert and Marcus want their kids home at like around the same time. And so in order to do that, Candy leaves with Kayla to take Alexis home, and then sorry, and then Candy's wife will leave with MJ to take him home.
Right. And I think what you said is, so Kayla goes with one of the other kids to drop them off, but she does not drop off MJ, right?
No.
Okay. And so there's less time with MJ than with the other kids, just by the nature of the fact that she's with one while dropping off and not with the other.
Questions about missed visits and drop-offs start sounding less logistical and more intentional. Objections interrupt, voices tighten, and suddenly, small scheduling choices feel symbolic. Is this about convenience, control, or genuine limitations? In custody situations, tiny details often reveal the bigger truth. Do you think missed time speaks louder than explanations?
Yeah, but I think just because with location
And I get that,
yeah,
but
it's
I'm just
difficult.
saying, right. But Tucker, if you could try to just kind of answer
Yeah.
the question. So she's getting less time though, and I get that there's a reason because she can't be in two places at once. But
Wait, everybody
sorry.
hold. I dropped off.
Oh crap, we did not notice.
I guess I'm in Carson County, and so I lost my Wi-Fi for a minute. So I need you to back up.
When
You were talking about, I mean, Mr. Ivy had essentially answered that he wasn't aware that, I guess, that MJ, I didn't know why mom was not visiting maybe weekly.
got it. Okay, so then who and we're just kind of gonna go through this again, but so who picks up MJ for his visits?
It was Candy's wife, and Candy is the supervisor.
Okay, the person who can supervise the visits,
Yes.
and then her wife picks up MJ, correct?
Yes.
And does her wife also bring MJ back?
Yes.
And I think you explained that that's because two of the dads, their kids have to be back at the same time. So Kayla goes with one of the kids and Candy to drop that kid off, and MJ goes with this other person, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And so, and I understand. So I don't, just sticking with the questions here. I understand she can't be in two places at once, but Kayla's choosing to drop off that other kid every week, but not go drop off MJ, correct?
Objection calls for speculation as to my client's choice.
Well, I think that's common sense, Judge, as to whether or not it's choice.
It's still
I'm
speculation.
going to overrule no, allowing to answer the question. I mean, if he
I
knows
would,
an answer, if he knows an answer to the question.
yeah, I mean, honestly, I just know that the last time I talked to Mark, I had my visit with Marcus and MJ. They said the last two times it was Candy's wife that dropped off MJ.
Okay, and there's no
I don't know if
order.
it's been every time or not.
Okay, so there's no order in place though that would mean that Kayla has to drop off another kid and not Marcus. Is that fair?
Yes.
So, right. So there's nothing from the department that says you must. Who's the other kid that gets dropped off at the same time?
Your Honor, can I object at this point to relevance to a permanency hearing as to pick up and drop off if it's not a non-issue at permanency?
Unless somebody's violating an order of the court, I mean, it really probably is not relevant at this point, and that's
fine,
we're
Judge.
going to
I'll
have a
move on.
little discussion here.
Yeah. And I'll move on. Are you?
Okay.
Thank you, Judge. So, and are you? Well, I don't have anything further then, Judge.
Okay, Ms. Seal.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Abbey, you don't have any concerns about Alexis's placement with Mr. Albert Leos at this time, is that correct?
No, ma'am.
Okay, and you believe that Mr. Leos and Ms. Martinez have been able to co-parent better than when the case first started?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and has she been consistently visiting with Alexis as far as you know?
I mean, as far as I know, yes, I do know that visitations have been canceled before, but I mean, that was in that email I sent with the message from Kayla and the message from Albert.
Yes, sir.
But other than that, and since then, I haven't heard any complaints or anything.
All right, pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Stevens.
No questions.
Okay. Before I get Ms. Stevens' recommendation and CASA's recommendation, let me just ask counsel, do you want a referral to mediation in the case? Mr. Leos has filed a counter petition. So
We
it's an
already
active.
mediated, Your Honor. We went to mediation last month.
We did an early mediation, Judge, and
Okay.
unsuccessful.
All right. Okay. All right. Well, our trial is scheduled for May 12th of 2026. And I'll just remind parents that, you know, I admonished everybody from the beginning that the purpose of this court is to oversee the health and safety and protection of children and to provide family services to try to make sure families are reunified. In this case, you know, children are all still with parents. So, you know, at a point when nobody has anything further concerning the health and safety of the children, then this court will bow out and anything else will go back to the district court. So, you know, if we could resolve some of your issues here, that's great. I'd be happy to do that. But if you feel like there's not going to be any resolution, then, you know, we'll move forward at a final.
Kayla steps up and delivers receipts. 9 months sober, clean tests, completed services, steady employment. This isn't defensive anymore. It's assertive. She's signaling she did the work and expects movement. The courtroom shifts from suspicion to evaluation. When a parent checks every box, how long should supervision realistically continue?
I guess we'll see where we're at that point. But, yeah, just a heads up to everybody that you know, we are not here to get into people's private custody battles. So, okay. Ms. Stevens.
Your Honor, may I call a witness?
Sure. I thought, yeah, that's fine. If anybody has anything else, that's fine.
I just had one. I just wanted my client to be able to say a few things, Judge.
Sure. Okay. Ms. Martinez, raise your right hand for me. You'll need to unmute too. All right. You solemnly swear or affirm that you'll tell us the truth today?
I do.
Okay.
Kayla, you heard some questions about your sobriety, correct?
Yes.
Did you receive a 9-month sobriety token from AA yesterday?
I did.
Have you continuously tested negative in the case other than the hair strand that was still declining in June of last year?
I have.
And have you completed all of your services?
I have.
Have you had to remain employed through this case as part of the requirements?
Yes, ma'am.
And have you remained employed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. As far as the children go, how are the visits going?
They're amazing.
Okay. But you're still supervised, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you been confused why you've been sober 9 months and not received any unsupervised access to this point?
Yes, I have.
Are you asking today that the court start allowing unsupervised access based on completion of your service plan and negative drug screens?
Yes, I would like that.
And I don't want to get into pickups and drop-offs and stuff, but do you intentionally have a reason why you take Alexis instead of MJ?
Yes, I do.
What's the reason?
So my sister's wife, obviously I have to be supervised, so Candy always comes with me, but my sister's wife has she has back problems with her spine, so she can't travel for very long. So that's why we ultimately travel to Vernon, and she travels 30 minutes to whether it's Wellington or Memphis, wherever, Abigail says to drop MJ off. And that's really the reason why, is because it's a shorter distance for her. And I feel that I communicate better with Abigail and Marcus, so they understand better the situation. They never really asked me. They never really, made a fuss about why is she dropping him off and not you. But I mean, I can understand why they are concerned that I'm, losing time with him, but they also, take time from me to punish MJ. So I don't
Okay,
know.
and let me ask you on how do you mean takes time away from you as punishment for MJ?
So we were at a point where I was picking up MJ on extra days, not even on, my scheduled days like Saturdays, or I would pick him up maybe Friday if he got out early from school, or Sunday or whatever it was. And Marcus told me that since he was acting up, and they thought it was because of me, because he was wanting to come home, and every time he got done visiting with me, he would act up at the house. They said that they felt it necessary to take that extra time from him because he was acting out.
So they were recognizing some behavioral issues and they felt they had to scale back. Is that a
Yes.
good way to put it? Okay, all right. And as far as MJ, is he doing better as far as you know?
No, I mean, I talk to MJ when he's here, on visits, and I let him know whether it's not over a phone. I let him know that, I work every other weekend, and I ask off for all of these classes and everything that I have to do, that it's hard for me to see them every weekend. So he gets that, but he's been in a lot more trouble and has been causing a lot more problems, from what I've been told, than he's ever have with me. If even though he may have
Okay.
bounced.
Okay, and so you and Marcus Senior are going to have to work together on that to get him settled back down, correct?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Now on the request today, are you asking the judge to uh request to allow you unsupervised visitation growing into possibly weekends so that reunification can start once it's staffed?
The debate moves to school switches, therapy delays, and whether reunification could disrupt an already fragile balance. Timing becomes everything. Stability versus bonding, structure versus emotional healing. The court isn't questioning love, it's questioning impact. If a child is struggling academically and emotionally, would you reunify now or wait?
Yes.
Okay. And the other one last question. How much of the driving do you do in visiting with your children? Do you do all the driving that you can?
Yeah, yeah, I do. Honestly, it feels like half of my visit is on the road with them. So it kind of sucks, but because we don't really get to do much. So yeah, there's a lot of driving involved. I mean, even the kids can tell you they get tired of being in the car.
But you're not blaming that on anybody else and take full responsibility for that, true?
Yes, I do.
Okay. All right. Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay, anybody else have any questions for Ms. Martinez?
I do. May I proceed, Your Honor?
You may.
Thank you. Ms. Martinez, did I understand that the communication between you and Dylan has actually been pretty good lately? Would you agree with that?
100%, yeah.
Okay. And in regards to that, did y'all have prior orders prior to the department getting involved in this case?
Yeah, just the basic standardized, every other weekend orders.
Okay, so my understanding, and I'm just refreshing my memory because for some reason I couldn't find the paperwork. So y'all had prior court orders for standard visitation, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. All right. And I know this isn't a trial or anything, but if the department gets out of here, there are there are prior orders that would dictate possession and access and all that kind of good stuff.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And do you recall when that occurred, approximately year?
I want to say 2020. I know Aubrey was about 2 years old when Dylan, started to want to request visits, but even before then she was seeing his dad. So
I wouldn't say it was want to. There was some more.
Okay, hang on.
Leading to-
Wait,
Dylan, I'm not asking you questions right now.
Yep.
I could be wrong. I have the court orders, but I know that she was
Mr. Barfield,
11.
I can send you a copy of that court order.
Okay,
that we have.
that's
She was-
fine.
She
Okay.
was 11 months
Whoa.
when we did the DNA test.
Whoa,
So.
whoa. You guys are talking all over each other. You all know better. Stop it right now. I'm not going to have Ms. Taylor be miserable, and we're going to have a clean record. So
Yes,
everybody just simmer down. There's one attorney and one witness right now.
Yeah.
If
And
you have
Judge,
an
I'm not
objection,
arguing
make
with
your
anybody.
objection, but everybody just quit talking over each other. Mr. Barfield, ask your question again.
Okay. My question's been answered, Judge. That's all I wanted to know, if there were prior orders. That's all I wanted to know.
There are prior orders on each child.
Thank you, ma'am. I'm done. Pass the witness.
All right. Anybody else have any questions for Ms. Martinez?
Judge, I do, just real briefly. Ms. Martinez, in working things out with and again, I know this isn't a trial too, but in working things out with MJ, do you have some reservations about reunification with him before the end of the school year?
I've honestly thought about that. I want them back. I mean, they took my kids out of school and put them in different schools at the end of the school year.
Right,
As it was.
right. And I understand that, but MJ, you'd agree with me that MJ's going through a lot, right? And he's struggling.
Mhm.
And so, reunification with him might be in the last couple months of school, correct?
Correct.
And in 2024, he went to 3 different schools, right? Or 2 different schools?
He went from Shamrock to Clarendon, so yes, correct.
Okay. And so, and school is one of the areas that he does, is struggling in, right?
Objection. Your Honor, my objection is just based on outside the scope of this hearing for today.
Well, the child's education is always on the table. So if he's struggling in school, it's relevant. So objection is overruled.
So school is one of the areas he struggles in, right?
I mean, when he was with me, I never had any complaints from his school about him struggling.
Right, but I'm talking about right now.
Right now, yeah. His school, yeah.
Yeah. And so, and there is a plan, and you and Marcus Senior have talked about those issues and are trying to put a plan together to get him past that, correct?
I hardly ever talk to Marcus. I'm usually always talking to Abigail.
Sure. And I'm sorry, but
Okay.
I kind of, okay. And Abigail's his partner, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. So, and one of the things that you believe would be helpful to get Marcus more stable is increased visits with you, correct?
Yes.
Okay. But switching schools, even with all this going on, you don't think that would be a problem and that would cause some more instability for Marcus for junior?
No, I think that a lot of his instability and problems is coming from being separate from us, like his sisters, me, and seeing how he's all like we're all he's ever known. So I feel like the reason why he's acting out at school and causing problems outside of school with his dad is because of being pulled away from, which I'm taking accountability for that, but I feel like he would do much better being back to his normal.
And then just as a last, have you talked to the therapist at all about that? Oh, did we lose the judge again?
No, she's
I'm
No,
right
there's
here.
the judge. Sorry, somebody went off and I just wanted to make sure it wasn't you this time, Judge. Have you talked to the therapist at all about what her thought is about that? Or not yet? I know that's fairly new.
Yeah, no, from what I recalled, MJ wasn't going to therapy, so this is news to me that he started.
Okay, all right, pass the witness.
This stretch feels like the slow build before a decisive move. Recommendations come in strong: safe placements, stability with dads, therapy needed. The judge zeroes in on one central issue. Is there any ongoing danger? When even the department admits there isn't, the entire tone shifts. At what point does the system step back and trust progress?
Okay, anybody else have any questions for Ms. Martinez?
Yes, Your Honor, briefly. Ms. Martinez, whenever you said that they take away time when MJ's acting up, did you mean they're taking away the extra time they were trying to give him with you, or the time that you are required to have by CPS?
The extra time.
The extra time. And what do you do to try to help MJ calm down during the transitions?
He doesn't act out during transition. Like when I'm dropping him off, he doesn't act out. I talk to him. Marcus and Abigail have both called me and said, hey, can you please like talk to him and help us out? And I do, and I have. And he, my son's, he's 11, although I know a lot of people want to see him as a grown up who's becoming a man, he's still a child. So the way that he emotionally process, like with me, he can break down and everything like that, but when he goes there, I'm not sure why he acts out. I mean, he says he'll do better, but I'm not there to
Your Honor, I'm going to object at this point just to non-responsive after the first part of the answer.
Okay, sustained.
Pass the witness.
Okay, anybody have any further questions for Ms. Martinez?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Counsel, do any of you have any other witnesses to call today?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
No.
Your
All
Honor, I'm sorry, Your Honor, Mr. Casey was going to say something and I cut him off. It was part of the over talking, so I think I better ask him what he wanted to say.
Okay, Mr. Casey, if you'll unmute for me.
Mr. Casey, basically.
Hang on, whoa, let me swear him in.
Oh.
Mr. Casey,
Sorry.
you promised to tell me the truth today?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
Dylan, I was asking a question to Ms. Martinez and you indicated that you wanted to say something. What is it that you wanted to relate to the court?
I'm sorry. I'm a little everywhere right now. I can't even remember what it was. It was
Okay,
just
all
something
right.
that you said, and I just can't think of it again.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm sorry.
I have no further questions, Judge.
Okay. Anybody have any other witnesses they wish to call?
No,
All
Judge.
right, I want a recommendation from Ms. Stevens and from CASA both. Ms. Stevens, go ahead.
Placement is safe and appropriate. I recommend the children stay there.
All right, CASA.
I agree with Bethany. Safe and appropriate. The kids are doing great there. They've got such stability there, and I think that's good for them. I think it's helped them. We talked to the counselor this morning, and that she has not started counseling with MJ. She said hopefully Monday. I want that to start and continue. He's been since October since he's had therapy, and it keeps getting missed. So he really needs to get into therapy, and just stay with dads right now. I feel like that's the most safe and appropriate for them right now.
Mr. Ivy, I'm going to kick this back to you. I mean, where do we stand at this point? Do you see any continuing danger to the children's health, safety, well-being, mental, emotional well-being, any kind of danger for these children?
No, I do think
hang on, that necessitates us remaining involved in this case.
No, ma'am. I don't. I think MJ needs to continue therapy. The only thing I would like to do is just make sure like MJ does get better whenever we do reunify. and that he remains like in a good state of mind.
So what is the plan as far as, you've said that you think reunification is now on the horizon. So what is the plan? I mean, what is your suggestion?
I staff with my director. We do the reunification process, which is 8 weeks, where I go and check on them once a week. I check on the kids. I mean, I also agree that, like, I don't know how it would work, but MJ finishing school, like not having to switch schools like right before school ends, I think that would be good for him, but I understand like that it's not really plausible.
Well, if we're talking about a reunification plan that's going to take 8 weeks, that's going to take us essentially to the first part of May. Correct?
Yes. Well, I mean, we reunify, and then once a week I would start there. Like by the end of next month, we should be able to reunify, or maybe like mid next month. And so,
When are the kids' spring breaks?
I don't know what spring break is for the kids in Clarendon. I also don't know if it's different for the kid or Alexis in Wichita.
I'm guessing it's the same as AISD, but I don't know that for a fact. Do any of the parents know?
I would have to call up to the school and find out, Your Honor.
I might have it on my calendar. 1 second.
Most of Texas is that third week, but not everywhere.
But I mean, I do feel like we have like good dads. We have a good mom. It's just going back to what it was before we got involved. And so it's just approaching that. Trying to figure out how.
Your Honor, for Alexis, her spring break is going to be the March 9th through the 13th.
Okay.
Your Honor, and the spring break for Clarendon is March 16th through the 20th.
Okay, well, I'm going to continue the department as temporary managing conservator. I don't find that there's a continuing danger to the children at this time. I find all parents are in compliance with their family plans of service. I want St. Francis to initiate the reunification plan with the children and with their mother, and go back to where we were at. I assume you'll staff that and come up with the details of that, but I am going to order that mothers start having unsupervised access to the children and just immediately whenever her next visits are. Mr. Ivy, that may take some of those are going to happen, but you know, I don't think we need all the extra people involved at this point in time. Maybe that will simplify things. I don't know. So, you know, we'll see what happens between now and May 12th. I understand that, you know, it's tough about the school situation, but he would be, as far as MJ is concerned, he would be coming back to something that's familiar, you know. So it's not like a whole brand new school where he didn't know anybody or any of the teachers or, you know, staff there or anything like that. So I think it's a lesser concern to me than it might be otherwise. But anyway, I'm going to permit the St. Francis to go ahead and proceed as they deem is safe for the children, and I just don't see any continuing danger. So we'll proceed into a reunification plan. And I'll see everybody back on March 12th of 2026, and that'll be on a 9 o'clock docket.
May 12th, Judge, or March 12th?
May 12th, May 12th. I'm sorry if I said March, but May 12th.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Judge, thank you all very much. I encourage parents to continue to work together. You've
Thank
still
you.
got a lot of years ahead of you. All right, thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
The judge finds no continuing danger and orders unsupervised visits immediately, launching reunification and signaling confidence in progress. After months of oversight, the court essentially says it's time to move forward. Big shift, big consequences. Do you think this ruling came at exactly the right time or too soon? If you found this breakdown valuable, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next video.